Are you a new landlord trying to figure out if you should be running your rental empire as a sole proprietor or go full big boss energy and set up a corporation? Well, before you buy a stack of gold pens and pretend you're on Dragon's Den, let's break down what each choice really means. But who am I? My name is Weiting Bollu. I was 23 when I bought my first property. I had rented it out, but it turned really, really ugly when my tenants decided, I'm not going to pay rent anymore. $35,000 of unpaid rent later, I started Openroom, where my team now collects court orders related to disputes as in tenancy and makes it publicly searchable for 500,000 people each year in Canada, so you can make informed decisions on who you rent to and who you rent from. And because I've spent thousands of hours learning what I shouldn't do so you don't make the same mistakes, I now share that knowledge with you through videos like this and through my monthly behind the scenes memos. All right, let's dive in. Overall, there are two types of entities that you should know about. First, it's the sole proprietorship, aka it's just me out here. You and the property are legally the same person. Income flows into your personal tax return, paperwork is light, and startup costs are relatively tiny. Think of it like running a small shop out of your backpack. Simple, flexible, but everything you own is technically on the line. On the other hand, a corporation is a whole separate legal entity. It owns the property, and then you own the corporation. There's more paperwork, more structure, more costs, but there's more protection to you. It's like hiring a giant bouncer named Liability Shield to stand between your personal assets and the potential problems. The liability and risks here. On a sole proprietor, there is unlimited personal liability. So if something goes wrong, goes sideways, creditors can eye your car, your savings, and maybe even that TV you swore you got on sale. On a corporation side, there's limited liability. So what this means is that the corporation takes the hit first. Pew, pew. It's not invisible, but it gives you layers, like wearing a Kevlar vest instead of just a t-shirt like me. Taxes and money movements. So from a sole proprietor perspective, report rental income on your personal return. That's the T776. Simple, clean, and the CRA will not send you a fruit basket, but they'll at least know what's going on. You can often deduct losses against other income, so handy when repairs eat your wallet. From a corporation side, you add tax planning opportunities and lets you keep profits inside the company for future growth. But, brace yourself for corporate filings, bookkeeping, payrolls, dividends, because hey, you're running a company now. The LTB Realities. Let's dive into this. At the Landlord and Tenant Board, also known as the LTB, the name on your notices matter. Using your personal name when the corporation is the landlord, rejected. Calling yourself the landlord when the property is owned by My Rentals Incorporated, also rejected. It's like showing up to court with the wrong ID. Trust me, nobody's going to be impressed. Other government agencies. Here's what you're going to want to know about that. GST, HST, municipal licensing, insurance, CRA, and many other agencies that will pop out and say, peekaboo. They all care deeply about who the landlord is. Corporations often face more reporting responsibilities, and on the sole proprietor side, you simply get simplicity but less protection. So which one should you be? Let's review our rental trio for the recap. If you're starting off with just one unit and want low stress, sole proprietor is probably just fine. But if you're planning growth, bringing in investors, or simply don't want life to crumble if the tenant's cousin's snake gets loose and causes chaos, corporation might be worth it. Either way, treat it as a business. Keep good records, stay organized, and remember, being a landlord is a business. It is not passive income, even if it sometimes feels like a reality show. If you thought this was helpful, leave me some comments or hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next week. Thank you so much.